Okay, so raw photo here, his edited one from his Instagram over here. And by knowing the tools really well, we can get the same like colors and the same texture to the image, same detail, same contrast, because I've been doing this for maybe 8 years now. So I brought down the highlights, and you can see how that just brings back a lot of detail in the sky there. But that's not actually why I'm bringing this down. Okay, see how just the whole image is a bit flatter when you bring down the highlights? Very, very common for a filmic look, which we will continue to expand on throughout. And then, okay, a bit of whites for a bit of a punch. You can see areas here, a bit more punch, but we're going to reduce the contrast. Now, a little bit of these adjustments maybe didn't make sense to you. That's because these adjustments are really important for exposure as well. Okay, so if you don't know the tone curve, full lesson somewhere else, but we've got the shadows over here and we've got the highlights over here. So brighten the highlights or darken the highlights, and then we can come over here. We're working with shadows. Okay, so we could darken the shadows or we could brighten the shadows. Okay, and then we've got midtones here. So this curve is a very popular one. I see a lot of digital photographers trying to achieve the film look used. So we're going to bring down the highlights. Okay, very common for filmic looks. And then the lights and the darks, shadows. Okay, so you can see how dark and crunchy we get in here. And we drop the shadows because we are darkening the shadows. We're darkening the dark pixels here. Okay, so this curve here works exactly the same as this curve. It's just this one is very nice for control if you know what you're doing. I know beginners look at this and I stayed away from this one for a long time, but it's very nice for control, and I think it's super necessary for his style. We turn it off and on. You can see our image got darker because that's what happens when you bring this curve down. Okay, we are darkening. So let's go back. Just reset this one. Okay, this curve comes down, it's darkening. Now we did it in this one for the control of the sliders. It's just nice in here sometimes. So highlights, darkening. If you do this right in a few different ways, this is how you can get like glossy, shiny looks, finishes to your edits. It's not complete yet, but like this is sort of a way you can do it. Let's come in here, a fade to the blacks. Okay, so if we brighten the black pixels, you actually just get like a fade. So we just want a little, see this fade? We just want a little bit of that, okay, like in his one. Okay, we've got it way too much at the moment, but we're just going to go about here. Yeah. We bring this point down, so we are darkening the whites. Okay, so this axis is how much do we want to brighten or darken. Okay, brighten, darken, whites, shadows. Let's darken the whites. Okay, so that's why the really bright areas get really dark, and we'll drop it about here. And like this is a nice effect, you know, and you can fully see how it's affecting the histogram here. And a lot of people ask, like, why are you doing the brightness in the curve? Like, why not do it here in the sliders? There's ever so slight differences, okay, in the curves. You can be a bit more harsh in your controls here, okay? You can really be harsh here, where these sliders are a bit more forgiving and a bit more gradual. So when you get a bit more advanced, like you use the combination of curves and sliders. Okay, so I'm just going to brighten the image a little bit, quite a bit actually. And then I'm going to play with the dehaze. Again, it's pretty common in cinematic and filmic looks. And you can see we've got a lot of haze in this image, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes you want to keep lots of haze, but we're gonna go, I just think we need it for the rich blacks he's got in here. You can see how it really brings back rich contrast. I'm gonna go for about 20. And while we're here, we're gonna soften the image. And then I think he uses a little bit of texture. Adds a little bit of grit to the bit. And let's do vibrance while we're here, just a bit of color punch. You can see we're very purple compared to these bluish greens, so we're gonna have to do a lot more color work, but I'm gonna shift it just a little bit towards the green over here for now. Shadows, let's play, maybe come down a touch. Blacks, they can pretty much stay in the middle there for now because there's still work to do in these curves here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just drop the red point, middle point a bit. Let's do a highlight point. I'm going to copy, paste. Okay, so that gave us a bit more contrast in the image, adding those in. So if you don't know, red, green, and blue make this curve, okay? I've got a full video on the curves if you don't understand, but you can see we added in a little bit of contrast after this. Now these curves are going to help us get some colors, such as, let's remove a bit of blue from the mids, go and get some warm tones. Let's add a bit of blue to the highlights, a bit more blue for the shadows. Then maybe less red in the mids so we get more of this green tone. Okay, so that's why I'm bringing down the middle of the reds to get this more greenish blue, which he definitely has. Yeah, I think highlights can just stay about there, maybe down. Okay, so our colors aren't perfect just yet, so we're going to come down. Let's get this blue. Like, it's very obvious when you look at his feed, blue, greens, we need those tones. So we are going to go for a hue, green, and then just see how we're just adding a bit in there. I'm going to go for, don't do too much. We just want to get these blues a bit more, so in the mid-tones. Let's go a little more blue. We might add extra blue later, but we don't want to go too crazy with it. Just because real quickly, people overdo split toning a lot of the time, and it makes their skin tones not look good when you put lots of color in. So I try to keep it like not heaps. Okay, now for highlights. So I'd say the majority of this image is highlights. So I will put quite a bit of blue. Okay, alright, so we've got this weird kind of color, this greenish yellow. I think it's a yellow. Let's see what happens when we drop the yellows. Yeah. Okay, let's work with getting these tones right. Before we do that, let's just, we've got to do the crop. 4x5 down. Okay, so let's just fix up, like, we don't want these ugly greens. There's a bit of that. Drop it. Yellows are a bit ugly, like as we went over. And let's make them more orange, okay? Yeah, that looks much better. And the oranges, reds, okay, we're looking at a little bit. But what do you got to watch out for here? Some people will be like, ah, this is too red. I need to move this back that direction. But once you desaturate and then brighten, can really lighten the color because you've desaturated it, and then the luminance is the brightness of colors, so you sort of wash out your color. Okay, so just try to get your head around that. Like, you think you've got the wrong shade of yellow, but really it's just too saturated or too dark, too bright. Okay, so that takes a while. I remember learning that way back. Red, luminance, it's brighten, subject looks a little brighter. And then blue, let's make that water shine. and just play with the color of the water. Green's not really doing a lot. Aqua, blue, yeah, we need to go towards this teal side. And then the purple, blues pop maybe a little bit. And blues about there. Okay, so I want to show you a bit more with the curves, how to work with them, get the color you want. So at the moment, I just think we look a little too red. There's maybe a bit too much contrast. Like if we zoom in on his, zoom in on ours, like there's quite an obvious amount of red here compared to the blue there. So I'm gonna either think about removing red from maybe the mids here. See how that automatically goes really blue? So I might do that. I'm going to do it a little bit. I'm mostly concerned about the shadows. So let's just see what happens when we drop. See how we add in way more blue? Look at the shadows. Okay, so I definitely want to bring this down. Okay, now I think our shadows look way more like his. Now I don't want to go too far. I'd rather do a little bit in each curve than like try to do heaps with one curve. So this is where you've got to know color theory quite well. So you know like, I need a little bit of blue and green to get the right shade of yellow you want. Because you've only got 3 colors, 6 if you include, because each color's got its opposite. And then you've got to know those in-between colors to get like amber, like the exact color you want. Greens, we're still looking a little reddish, so I'm gonna think, how do we get less purple? Because purple's quite close to red. Something like this, more green in the shadows to not have so much purple and red. Yeah, very close now. And looking at the blue, I'd say we're about good. Okay, in terms of color and contrast, I'm going to leave it about there. So curves on and off. You can see that's doing so much in terms of color and contrast, especially contrast, okay? On and off. Look at this one. That's exposure. So the reason it looks so bad when you turn sliders off is because these two tools are working together a lot. And then let's do HSL. So HSL, very important here. You can see how the colors are completely different. And let's check out the, okay, we're just adding in that signature bluey green look he has. We definitely want some grain. Let's go size, roughness, and then all the way down in the primary. Boost the reds a little bit, but because this adjustment is just because I know his style pretty well. I've done so many tutorials on his style. Red primary is you're boosting all the reds in your image, but if you know color theory, every color has red in it, so therefore you're boosting every color, just especially the reds. I was kind of happy with the colors, but I'm still seeing too much red in the skin, in the shadowy skin, so I'm gonna think remove red, maybe mids, see what happens. I like that, so a touch more. I think I like that we got rid of the red, but now it's looking too blue. Now I'm going to think about adding warmth, so I'll come here to reduce the warmth. But as you can see here, I remove warmth up here, but I'm adding it here, so it can be quite annoying. So I'm going to look at shadows. Yeah, let's drop it a bit. Like it. Okay, skin tone is still a little bit too red, so I'm going to think, let's get away from purple. Like, we've done a lot of work in this curve. I don't want to work in it too much more. I haven't done much in the green curve, so I'm going to try, it's less purple. And it's okay. I just think overall the whole image is a little cold. See what happens We just bring up the temperature just a tiny bit. Let's again look at some warmth we can add to the image. I feel like we're lacking like yellow. I know this is a lot of playing around, and let's go get more yellow into the image. See how we get yellow if we bring the take blue out, but we want to do it in the right spot. That, like that. That, okay. Saturation of the oranges. Touched. Now, I just want to show you some masking. Okay, so on the subject, we can just go select subject. We've got subject, very easy. We'll go tiny bit of exposure and tiny bit of contrast. And we will also just do gradient, and we just want a little more like glow, emphasize this like sun blowing out in the sky. Some whites to give it a bit more kick. Drag it to about here. And then I'll just do a brush. I'll brush on this rock, really important part of the image. I'll brush on this rock, and maybe just out here in the background. Okay, and then maybe the back of her head. Yeah, let's just do it. Then we'll just go exposure. Very slightly. 20. Go up in contrast. Now you're just adding a tiny bit of, your eye will just very slightly be drawn from here to here to here, and the backgrounds, okay? Ever so slightly more, because that's the most important triangular lines in this image. Let's reset and go back. As you can see, this now would fit really nicely into his feed. His feed's pretty hard to achieve because you've got to know color quite well, but he's got a really unique, really inspiring look to his images. There's just tiny things I could do. Like, I just think there's a little bit too much green in our image now compared to his yellows. Okay, so again, I'd probably come back to curves and too much green. Closer to his now. But that purple made the skin go a bit crazy. So then we have to adjust for the skin changing because of that. So I'd maybe look at other ways to affect the skin. So yellows don't really affect the skin much. Play with the oranges. But I think we were pretty close before. We'll just leave it there. This tutorial's getting a little long, but we got really close. So most photographers think they know Lightroom really well, but when it comes to creating styles, there's this whole world of different techniques. I've made the world's first program for building your style. So you get all these different styles, and we learn the why behind adjustments, in depth about color. It's the fastest way to get to the style you want, because when you understand like color theory so well, and you learn Lightroom so in depth, and then you know all these different styles, you know how to pick the right edit for the photo. Okay, so some photos just suit different editing better because we have all these different styles in one place, and it just really speeds up learning. It really lets us skip the guessing. We immediately just have transparency and knowledge on how to get these styles because we have so many pros teaching. I'm there making sure people can get these pros results onto their images. It's a really foolproof way to get your style, a course that every single photographer needs. Let me know if you have any questions, and catch you.